Hey yo, as a For Honor player, I'm always looking for medieval PvP games. Something else to scratch that itch that For Honor's been holding down for a while. We always want something new, right? And Hood Outlaws and Legends is definitely something I've been keeping my eye on. It's not pure PvP, it's PvEVP. You know, it's two teams of four fighting over a neutral objective, basically like a heist. But what I've been curious about is what the actual player versus player interactions are like, some of the gameplay, and I also think they kind of sneakily announced that there's going to be a pure PvP mode. I'll get into that in a little bit. But what I wanted to do here today, for all those who are like me, PvP minded, is just kind of break down some of the footage we've already gotten from the PvP interactions that we've seen. They haven't gotten too much into it. They made it pretty clear that there will be two teams fighting against each other for this neutral objective. But how the actual gameplay is and what it's going to be like is, we've kind of had to glean it off the footage. So I want to put it all into a nice little package for you. And here's where we're going to start. So they dropped a kind of year one roadmap video, kind of showing what they're going to do to support the game post-launch. And, it's whatever, battle passes, the whatnot, the typical stuff you get for an online game. But they did announce these two modes. One is just a community, like, event type mode. So let's hit the play right here.
Including a special time-limited community
event.
In addition, we're planning an exciting new game mode that puts the emphasis on bloody action.
Puts the emphasis on bloody action. And right here, these are two mystics fighting against each other. The mystic's like the healer type class. And back there's a hunter as well. So it looks like, now I'm a little concerned because it still says steal the vault key, pickpocket the sheriff. So I don't know how that actually differs from the main mode. Maybe they didn't even have the footage for it. But if you look here, all of this stuff on the right, as soon as they drop it, here, I'll mute this so we can actually talk about it here. So all of this looks to be player versus player. It's a hunter versus the brawler type, and then that's a parry right there. Now, and then they go back to the cinematic. So it looks like from how they phrase that, it seems like it's going to be a PvP centric mode. I mean, they clearly showed footage of player versus player interactions. I did like the fact that there's a parry system. It looks, I'm gonna be honest, a little jank. No offense. It's, again, we're coming from For Honor, where they kind of mastered that sword melee type combat in a team setting, in a fighting multiple enemies, and no real game has really done that quite yet. So it's kind of ambitious to expect Hood Outlaws and Legends to absolutely nail it, but that's why we're here, just to see what they're offering, and then we'll follow up once the game comes out, because I'm still going to cop it, don't worry. So I'm liking that parry. Looks like got a little headshot there. And we're going to go back to the headshots in a second, because I think if you're a good Hood player, you're going to fucking feast. All right, next part here. They dropped a full commentary of a match in progress. And I have to say the publisher has been doing a really good job of putting out this preview coverage, so that's why I'm not going through all the stuff they announced, because they got it all there, so go check it out if you're curious. They outlined pretty much the whole game. But again, we're focused on the PvP. So check this out. I'm going to mute it. The commentary was good, though. No offense, all that. But that's a player running away from the sheriff, right? And so just hold the fucking phone right there. Check this shit out. Hold on. Let's and the Hood player one-shot that dude with a headshot. So that's what I was saying before, is if you're a Hood player, and that was another one, you can theoretically just shit on everybody if you can pull off these headshots from, medium to long range. So I guess what's happening here is that past that gate is actually a spawn point. So you see here, that's a neutral creep. But then the guys in the back are running around behind the sheriff. Those are actually players are spawning. And that Hood just got choke slammed. The Big Show, I guess, is underneath all that armor. So the spawn points, I'm not quite sure how that works. I think you gradually gain spawn points as you take control of the map. But if you're going to be a Hood player and you can get a good shot like that, it seems like the enemy players are not going to be super tanky. I mean, he one-shot a Mystic, and he one-shot the Brawler, the guy who's lifting up this gate here on your team. So, I mean, that's kind of spicy. It might be kind of obnoxious if you do come across a good Hood player. All right, now we actually got some Brawler gameplay. So let me mute this real quick. It looks like it's going to be Brawler versus Brawler, and it looks like that's an enemy Mystic. So that looked like a parry, a heavy attack, another heavy attack. Now, I think that is his ultimate too, to get his stamina back. So this guy just anti-ganked. I mean, Faram, hello? So now, animation-wise, let's just go back real quick, just to kind of lean what the gameplay is going to be like. So it looks very animation-heavy. So that guy got his heavy attack first, so that staggered him. He tried to pop his ultimate too late, but this brawler is clearly a fucking Chad, and he just mollywopped both of them. So it looks like there's going to be a decent amount of stun lock, which is concerning. But I don't know. Let's keep going here. Okay, looks like he creeped up on the other brawler, and this is a stealth takedown. So another one shot to that guy. GG's easy. All right, so they did show Mystic gameplay, but there wasn't any PvP action with the Mystic, unfortunately. So this is actually the Hunter, and this is where we actually get maybe the longest instance of hand-to-hand combat. This is an enemy Hood player versus the Hunter. So you can see, again, stun lock taking place. They're both kind of mashing buttons. The Hunter's able to outmash the Hood. I'm going to be honest, guys, that gameplay didn't look great. Let's just go back here. So she comes in here. They start swinging. You know, it seems very stun locky, very, very cheesy. So if you get the first hit, can you just keep stun locking the person? Is it kind of like Dark Souls status there? And that, again, that's the concern, right, with these type of games. Like how is the PvP like combat actually broken up? Is it actually a little bit more skill based, or are you just really mashing animations to try and get people in these situations? I mean, again, I'm not going to judge it like that completely. I mean, it looks like the guy did get kind of outplayed a little bit in the beginning here. I mean, she avoided his first attack. Let's go back real quick. Sorry for jumping around so much. But when she walks in here, she gets hit there, but she avoids that second hit, and that allows her to stun lock this guy. But what's concerning to me here is that the Hood continually tried to like do some offense himself, and he just couldn't. And that might just be a Hunter thing, so it seems like the Hunter is like a little bit of a mix between like has some range abilities like Hood, but like a little bit shorter range, and actually can get up close and personal, a little bit more of like a disruptor type character. So Hood wasn't able to get into his melee, and again, the Hood character theoretically shouldn't be that good at melee anyway, so maybe it's just a mismatch type thing. But again, that type of stuff is why I wanted to get into the footage, because that's going to be some of the more concerning parts of it. Is some of the PvP interactions going to be a little cheesy and janky like that? Just to continue on real quick with the Hunter gameplay, it looks like there's an enemy Mystic running around, and it looks like there's going to be another stealth kill opportunity. A little bit jank there. I mean, that kind of stuff even happens in For Honor, where like if you execute at the wrong time, you like don't really do the animation properly. And it looks like she caught somebody running up the ladder as well. It looks like an enemy Hunter. So now she's using her range ability, more like a little wrist rocket type shit, and she's just owning these guys. Oh my god! So I mean, that wasn't too bad. Let's just bring it back one more time and go through. I mean, the enemy team. So yeah, that looks like that animation got janked out. I'm surprised I kept it in the footage. But then, so she got a couple shots on the Hood. She didn't finish them. And then it looks like the Hunter is going to come through. And then it's just going to be more of a range fight. And so that looked almost like a headshot, but didn't one-shot her. So maybe it's his Hood who has the power with the bow to one-shot. That he took a couple more. So, I mean, the one thing I will say, obviously I was a little bit critical of some of the jank, but it does look like there's opportunity for playmaking if you are, a competent player. Like if people don't know what they're doing, they're not comfortable with the character and the abilities, there does seem to be outplay potential, which is always what you want to see. You don't want to be like, oh, damn, this guy shot me with one ability and now there's no chance I'll be able to win this fight. it looks like even if you do take damage, even if you are outnumbered, you can have some playmaking opportunities. So it's a good sign. So I'm a little critical. I was a little concerned about some of that hand-to-hand combat we're seeing, and even back to the brawler, a little bit janky. Again, a little bit stun locky, who attacked first type thing. But it looks like that guy was 2v1. This hunter was outnumbered 3v1 essentially, and plays were still made. So we'll hold out hope. That's all I got for you, my friends. If you found the video helpful, interesting, whatever, leave a thumbs up, maybe a sub. I like to reply to all the comments that I can as well. If it sucked, leave a thumbs down. I think that's fair too. You know, I was a little bit critical of the game, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I'm still going to check it out. I got the year 1 edition, so I'll be able to play tomorrow. I wanted the support to devs, you know, making something unique like this. So I will follow up from this video. Again, I didn't have my hands on the game during this video. This is purely just analyzing what we're seeing, but I'm going to actually play it and follow up and give you my thoughts on this. I'm going to be probably playing Brawler and Mystic. Yeah, I don't know. I think both those roles are just kind of vibing with me. So I'm going to start there, but I'm probably going to just try everybody. And again, I'm going to be streaming the game tomorrow, twitch.tv/lightboogie. I'll leave the link in the description as well. So come over there and check it out. Some live gameplay, my live reactions. Then again, like I said, I'm going to follow up on the PvP aspect as I actually get to play against players and see how, you know, all the different characters interact with each other. So keep it locked, be safe out there, and I'll see you for the next video.